Hi guys, my name's Alana, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please click the red subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up and press the bell notification so you know every time I post a new video. I also have a business called Care Boxes by Alana where I sell sensory boxes. If you're interested in buying one, then please go to my Instagram and send me a DM and you can have a look at my range of different boxes. And yeah, that'd be really great. So firstly, I want to apologize if I sound sick. It's because I have been sick, still am sick, but I'm getting better, so I kind of need to film a video. So yeah, just working with this. I wanted to film a video talking about, I talk a lot about psychosis and bipolar disorder. I have schizoaffective disorder and other diagnoses, but schizoaffective disorder bipolar type, which is basically, if you don't know, where you have schizophrenia symptoms and you also have bipolar symptoms, which are mania and depression. You can also have schizoaffective with the depressive type, but I have the bipolar type. So I have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder since I was 19, but I actually had symptoms and had bipolar disorder since I was about 14, and it's kind of progressed from bipolar 2 to like type 1 and then into like schizoaffective disorder, which is what I currently live with now. And I've talked a lot about like psychosis on the channel. I've talked a lot about you know, like symptoms of psychosis and bipolar disorder and like all of those type of things, but I've never really talked about like what happens after you've been in a psychotic episode or after you've had a manic episode, because often with these episodes you lose time and your memory isn't great, you've forgotten what you've done, you may not remember everything. You probably said and did some things that were very unusual, not what you would normally do, maybe dangerous. You might have gotten yourself into a bad situation, accidentally hurt somebody else, you know, I mean, like there's a lot of things that can happen. And I find with my episodes, I don't remember all of it. Like with Mania, for example, if I have a manic episode, I can remember bits and pieces, but I don't know, I can never remember reasoning of why I was doing things, because there probably wasn't any reasoning. My last manic episode, I know I was driving around heaps, like just in the car all the time, but I don't know where I was going or what I was doing. Like I don't know why I was in the car. I was driving really recklessly as well, but like I don't know why I was in the car. I don't really know what I was doing. I think I was probably feeling very trapped in my house, and so I wanted to go out for a drive. But yeah, like especially with psychosis, because it can get to the point where you're very delusional as well. Like you probably say things while you're delusional that don't make any sense. I know when I had a very bad year-long psychotic episode, I thought that the government was spying on me through my TV and my computer. I still have issues with computers. TVs I'm okay with now, but computers I'm still quite paranoid about. Like I don't like, I always cover up the camera on my laptop. I'm very paranoid about that one, but with the TV I'm okay with. But I thought that the government was spying on me through my TV. So I was telling, you know, my psychiatrist at the time, I was telling her this. I was telling, well, my parents clearly knew because I was covering the TV with a blanket. When I went into hospital, they had like a TV in there, and I put paper over the whole TV The nurses probably came in and was like, what the heck, why is there paper on the TV? But yeah, I put paper all over the TV. If anyone in the house wanted to use the TV, I was like gone. Like, I was in my room. I was like, I'm not coming out. And it was making me really upset, the fact that other people were using the TV, because I was like, the government is spying on me through the TV, you know. Also, do you like my mug? I got this last year when it was Halloween. My giant mug, which I have coffees in. But yeah, so like that was just one example. I don't know, I have a list on my phone actually of things that that happened at the time, but there were other delusions I had. I mean, I was like, I was hallucinating very heavily, like really, really badly. And it was really bad, like very chronic. And I had voices just telling me things that were very like paranoid, like, you know, that when I was in hospital, that the other patients were out to get me, that the doctors and people were trying to steal my medical information, that my medications weren't good for me, that they were poisoning me, which I've had this one before when I've been manic. That's actually not a rare one for me. Like, I've had that quite often when I get manic. I don't want to take my medication. One, because I like being manic at the beginning, and two, I start to get delusional where I think that I don't need my medication and that I don't actually have the disorder, and that like I don't need medication and my medication is like bad for me and poisoning me. You know, and that's why I think it's very harmful. I totally understand that maybe there are some people that don't want to take psychiatric medication for things like bipolar, but I think it's you have to be very careful about what you say, because people who are having psychotic or manic episodes need their medication and may already be delusional and thinking that they don't. It's very common with schizophrenia and with bipolar disorder. They're the two main diagnoses where people often always go off their medications. I've done it before, and it ended up me getting manic, you know, and eventually other people clued in that clearly I was off my medication. But I mean, I'm quite lucky because I have, at the moment, I still live at home, so I've got my mum who is like kind of checking in that I'm taking my medication, because, you know, if I lived on my own, it would definitely be a lot more challenging, because I can get that delusion that I don't need and that it's poisoning me. Oh, I also thought that my food was poisoning me at one point. So, you know, and then obviously I was telling people, like, I was also telling people that my thoughts of creating events, like that I could create events to happen with my thoughts, that, you know, like the government was after me, that they were spying on me, and like all these things. So I was obviously saying all these things to people. And so, you don't, when you come out of that episode and you become kind of back, you don't really go back to your old self, really, because you can't after that. Something like that, you don't really go back to your old self, to be honest. It changed you as a person, but, you know, you come out of it and then it's like, you've now gone and told all these people all sorts of things, and, you know, who knows what you've done and what behaviors you've been doing and how you've been acting. I mean, when I'm manic, like, I'm just very loud and kind of getting to the point of obnoxious, to be honest. I'm a very, it's almost like my personality but on steroids. So I'm a very like black and white person. I'm a very like kind of can be quite blunt, or I'm very just passionate and opinionated, and just don't really care what other people think. and very impulsive naturally. So then when I have manic episodes, like, it's really bad. Like, there's no, all my filter is gone. Like, there's no filter. I say things I shouldn't say. I don't shut up when it's like the time to shut up, you know. I can't tell when something's appropriate to say or not, like when I'm in that state. I just talk, like, you can't get me to shut up. You know, I'm like laughing at everything, I'm very loud. Just want to go out and like party and like just, I don't know, go get myself drunk or something. Like, it's just like very extreme. I mean, there's other symptoms too, but you know, spending thousands of dollars. And that's the other thing, like, once you've had an episode, if you've just spent like thousands of dollars, or you got yourself in debt, or you gambled all your money, or you invested it into a business idea, that's the other thing, because when you're manic, you come up with these ideas which you think are great, and yeah, sometimes they're good. I mean, look, I came up with my care boxes business when I was manic, and it was a good idea, and I actually followed through with it, but like, that doesn't normally happen. I mean, with Mania, like, normally when you come up with ideas, like, it doesn't, you can invest heaps of money and spend a lot of money on stuff that doesn't actually ever go anywhere, and then you're in debt. You could buy things like, you know, cars, and get loans, get credit cards. I mean, there's all sorts of problems that you could get stuff into. But yeah, so if you've done that, and then you come out this episode, you're gonna be like stuffed, like, financially, and you have to try to fix that then. So it's like, and none of it is your fault, but the fact is that whatever you've done during the manic episode or during the psychotic episode, you kind of have to fix then. And it sucks because you didn't know what you were doing. And this is why it's so important to have people in your life who know you well enough and who you trust to intervene when they see that you're getting manic, or they see that you're getting psychotic, and that things are starting to get a bit out of hand, because you need someone to kind of rein it in and be like, oh, wait a minute, like, this is going very badly, this could end up really bad, because you're not able to do that, and things can get really bad, and then you've gotten yourself into debt, you've wrecked your relationships because you've gone and done things, like, you know, there's all sorts of stuff that you could do. You can end up in really unsafe situations, you know. I mean, when I was last manic, I was planning to go drive like hours away from where I live and just go stay in like a hotel on my own, and like just go like to a random club or something, like, and just meet people, and I don't even know what I was gonna do, like, I don't know, you know. So like, it's just that type of thing, like, you just don't know what you're going to do. And yeah, I feel like you have to deal with a lot of embarrassment because you've done all these things and said things to people that are probably strange, especially with psychosis. Like, you're not thinking straight clearly, you're delusional, you're hallucinating, you could be talking out loud to hallucinations, you know. I mean, I was not present at all, like, I was off, like, with the fairies, like, literally, because I was just hallucinating that badly, that like, I just had hallucinations constantly in my ear telling me things, like commenting on everything, like, you know, telling me that my friend was there to spy on me, or that the police, if I saw police, I'd freak out thinking they were after me, they were gonna arrest me. I don't know why, but I thought they were gonna arrest me. I was like, psychosis is just like, when people try to ask like what it's like, I honestly just say it's like terrifying. Honestly, that's the only word I can describe it as, because, and confusing, because it's so confusing when you're like adamant that things are real and that things are happening and that in your head like all these delusions are real, and then you've just got everyone else being like, no, that's not possible, and you're like, what do you mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense to you. And also, like, I feel like with the hallucinations, like, people are telling you they're not real, but like, you're literally hearing voices telling you things. Like, it's real to you, and like, whatever you're believing at the time feels 100% real, and you don't question it. There's not really any questioning, and it doesn't matter that it doesn't make sense, because it makes sense to you in that moment. I mean, I have bits and pieces of video footage from when I was having my psychotic episode. Some of it is on my channel, but I didn't put anything up that was when I was like obviously very... I don't remember. I would have to go back through videos because I haven't watched them. I don't really want to watch them, but there is one video though that's on my Instagram and on my channel, and in the video I can tell that I am really not with it, because I'm trying to talk and I'm just like, I just start talking and then I kind of stop and I'm just like staring at things and looking around, and then I kind of keep talking. I'll see if I can link the video up on the thing. I think my hair was like orange and pink at this time. I'd just done it while I was psychotic, and I had it into like plaits, I think, and I'm pretty sure I had like a green sweatshirt on or something, but like I can tell in that video that I am not with it. Like, I'm clearly hallucinating because I'm like looking around. I'm not even really talking much. I'm just like, and I'm not getting words out very well. You know, and I think the difference between my psychotic episode and my manic episodes is that when I'm manic, eventually they turn into like a very bad irritation, and I get really distressed because I'm so energized and irritated that I don't know what to do with myself. And that is when it gets dangerous, because that is actually why people end up getting often get like super dangerous, because when you get to that state of severe irritation and agitation, and also if you're psychotic at the same time, people do often try to like, you know, off themselves or whatever, because it's like really severe like agitation, and people often wonder why someone would do that when they're manic, because they think, oh, like, you're manic, you feel really good, like, why would you do that? But mania is not just being super hyperactive or super energized. Like, it can get really, like, for me especially, like, it pretty quickly turns into like severe irritability and just uncontrollable like trapped agitation that I can't get out, and that gets very like distressing, and I just can't stop pacing, I can't stop moving, you know, that type of thing. So I think it's important to have people in your life who understand, because they can kind of intervene hopefully before you get to that point. And if you have done things when you're psychotic or manic, you know, remember that it's not your fault and that you were ill, and it was the illness. It wasn't you. It wasn't your personality. It wasn't you doing it. Kind of picture it as a different person. That's what I kind of do. Because when I'm manic or psychotic, that is not me. Like, that is not who I am as a person. And whatever I say or do is definitely not me. So, you know, I just you know, like my close friends and my family, they know I have this disorder. So if I do go into one of those episodes and I say things that are embarrassing, or if I do stuff that's weird, you know, they're just concerned. They don't think, oh my gosh, that's so strange, or that's so embarrassing, why is she doing that? You know, like, they understand. And like, sometimes obviously I may do things that are a bit like odd, and they're like, what the heck? But like, for the most part, like, I feel like people who love you, they understand, and they're not judging you. And it's the same as having any other illness, really. Like, it's just, that's just what happens, unfortunately. But obviously, like, once you can find like a better medication regimen, or notice your warning signs earlier, or have people in your life who can tell you when you're getting early warning signs, those things all help. But it can be really confronting when you've had an episode and then you're kind of left to almost pick up the pieces, and you feel like your life is kind of just in shambles, and you don't know what you've done, and you've only got bits and pieces of memories, that things aren't really adding up or making sense. People might be offended with you because you may have said something to them while you're in that state. But like I said, like, if people are really your friends and like your family that love you, like, they're gonna understand that whatever you said, like, wasn't you, and that you didn't mean it. And you know, like, hopefully they're gonna be like supportive of you, helping to like kind of rebuild your life after whatever has happened, and hopefully avoid it getting to that point the next time. And I think you can kind of use it as a learning experience and go, well, you know, maybe next time we can catch it before it gets to that point where things do get really out of control. So yeah, I just wanted to make that video because I feel like people don't really talk about that. They don't really understand maybe what happens afterwards or how you can feel. And everyone talks about during episodes, but nobody seems to really talk about what happens after. So I hope you found this interesting or helpful. Hopefully when I film my next video I'm not sick. I'm really over it, but yeah, I'm getting better. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out my other videos on psychosis and bipolar disorder if you're interested. And yeah, I hope you found this interesting. So thank you guys for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video.